right, let's call this meeting to order. I'll go with 7:05. All right, well, we have some new members. We have a new liaison. So I think I'll start. I just want everybody to introduce themselves. My name's Chris Bates. I'm the chair of the Energy Committee.
I'm Bill Christian. I've been on the Energy Committee for a long time, actually since it was founded on and off.
Right.
We're supposed to say.
And you are?
My name is Peter Meadows. I'm a new member of the Energy Committee.
Phoebe Cohen, also a new member.
Sarah Perrin, Select Board Liaison.
And then, yeah, Sarah's our liaison, which liaisons are very, very important to our committees, especially the Energy Committee, because if you guys ever have a question, we go right to Sarah and go from there. So, all right, so let's go to public comment. Generally, we have Marsh over there. He talks about some stuff to get you guys up to speed. Do you have anything?
Two things. As you may remember, we talked about trying to have some things when we do tabling to some interactive things. And I reached out to Rich, begins with A, from Bennington Cooling and Heating, about whether they might have some kind of demonstration thing that would help us to get familiar with heat pumps. And he emailed back, and I sent the note to you, but he emailed back and said, you know, we'd love to build an actual operating heat pump on a trailer that you all could use when you're doing outreach. And I thought this is something we'll want to talk about, but pretty exciting to have this happening.
So we can put that, why don't we put that on the agenda for next month?
Good.
All right.
This is Rich Albert.
So
Yeah, thanks, Albert.
heat pump from Bennington. Okay.
Expensive project, wouldn't it?
Well, he was, I think he was doing it as a business demonstration, so it would be good for him and it could be really great for us, because I said, I don't really understand how these work. He said, well, what if we had one actually working that we could show you how all the stuff goes together? And I said, whoa, that'd be good.
Well, a simple example is you take a window air conditioner.
Yes.
Everybody knows how that works. Just turn it around. Put the outdoor unit inside and inside.
Another way to think of it is put your hand at the bottom of your refrigerator.
Right.
All right.
Is that it? Pretty
So, no, it's the other end is where one of them relates to Sarah. So the compost committee of the Solid Waste Alliance is getting geared up for Garlic Town, and we're hoping to get 4,000 to 5,000 pounds of waste that's generated by the 6,500 people that are there turned into compost, which is really going to be a huge step if we can pull it off. Peter's a member of that team, and we're also working with the food truck. The food truck. I almost really said that. The food truck festival to help work with their waste too and get that organized better.
I think last month, March, we talked about you guys were able to get most of the compostables. Wait, how do I say that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
Compostables. Did you get most of the vendors and the food trucks on board with that?
So everybody who is a vendor at this year's Garlic Town has signed off on a promise to go to all compostable goods.
Oh.
Now, will that have been completely done? We're going to find out, because everybody is going to be required to turn in a bag full of their serviceware when they register. And then two of us are going to be investigating each bag to make sure they are, and chances are some won't be. Headed pretty tightly in that direction, but then everybody will be visited after we've investigated these and talked with them, and next year will be even better.
Yeah, I think that's really good that you worked really hard to get to that point. Because I know it's been a few years in the making, and we've talked about it many times at our committee here. So.
Yes. Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Very good. Do you guys have any questions? Do you want to? Ask Marsh?
You could ask Peter.
No?
Peter's been taking our notes.
Bruce, do you have anything?
Nope.
Okay. All right, well, we have to approve the last month's minutes, and we have a quorum, so we can do that. So, Bill, you would have to make the motion.
I motion that we approve the minutes.
Then a second.
I second.
All right, all those in favor? You guys have to abstain.
We weren't here.
You guys weren't here, so, hold on. All those approved? All those nay? All those abstain? Okay. All right, we're gonna pass it, because Bill and I were here.
Very good.
No, I'm not voting.
She's,
Oh,
They just changed that.
okay,
sorry.
No.
we have some other stuff to do in the committee, but we'll do that after our presentation. So, I think, what was it, Dusty?
Yes.
Okay, Dusty Sweet
Yes.
from East Drive. So, to fill you guys in, last month we talked about getting some people with funding opportunities for our constituents here that are more vulnerable constituents. They need help financially to weatherize their homes. And we reached out to a few, and East Rise came to the table and said, hey, we're coming. So Dusty, go right ahead and take it away.
All right, so for East Rise Green Loan Products, we'll start first with the Efficiency Vermont project that we offer. So the home energy loans with the Efficiency Vermont program, they're low-cost loans to Vermont households. They are based on household income. So that is all members of said household. So if it's, family of 4, you must put 4 on the application. We would take 2 years of taxes from all working members of that household. A couple interactive sites once you get to the Efficiency Vermont program. It's very helpful and interactive. Sorry, I apologize. There we go. All right. So here, again, this is right to the Efficiency Vermont program. 0% interest financing to moderate low-income families. 100% of your project, or up to $25,000, could fall under that 0% interest bracket. Again, if you want to navigate to the site here, it'll break it down a little bit more per county and household size.
And those are determined by the state, those thresholds, or?
I believe they are based on the Efficiency Vermont program with Vermont State, yes. So the next slide here, also very interactive. The one thing with the Efficiency Vermont programs, you do have to work with an approved vendor. So again, once you navigate to the website, you can tell it kind of what project you're looking to do. So we'll take the heat pumps you guys just spoke of as an example. I apologize, that's not where we need to go. All right, so sorry about that. So here we'll go to Select a Pro. We're going to look at what type of project you're looking to do. So it does cover efficiency projects, it's weatherizations, it's heating, cooling, specialized equipment, electrical, refrigeration, bunch of different projects. So if we go to, let's go heating and cooling, as you were just talking about, Rich Albert, we'll say we were looking to do heat pumps or water heaters. Again, you will punch in your zip code of where you're staying. It is all over the state of Vermont, so it will go from the southern of Bennington all the way to St. Albans if needed. And then you would click View Results. And as we see, if it works correctly, the first vendor we're gonna see is actually Rich Albert with Bennington Cooling and Heating. At East Rise, we've actually worked very closely with him, so another pro of this program is you're supporting local contractors as well. So that's that part.
I think lists a whole bunch of.
Yeah, so for this quickly, there were 85 local
Right.
suppliers. So whichever one, you were more comfortable with. Through some of them, there are reviews on some of the vendors and so forth too, good projects and so forth, if you needed additional information on them. So the next part of our slide, this is the project verification form. So anytime we're going to do one of the Efficiency Vermont programs through East Rise Vending, one of the project verification forms does have to be completed. So a couple things to note on this when doing the project. It is a 2-page thing. There are some handouts if you guys needed to see them. It does specifically ask for you to list how many members are living in the household. That is crucial. We have to have that on every application. You will also tell us what project you're looking to do. So whether it's the weatherization, the heat pumps, and so forth, you have to get your estimate or job quote from the vendor you've selected to work with, as well as their contact or information and their signature on this saying that yes, they've agreed to the project with you and provided the required information. So whenever we start, again, we'll take this, the project verification form, we'll take the quote from your contractor or vendor, and then we would take 2 years of taxes from anyone that was applying in that household. Okay? Again, just a little bit more on the guidelines. It is county-based, so we would fall under the lower tier there for Bennington area. And then just a couple other products. I know we're here for the Efficiency Vermont, but we also do a lot of other green projects for Vermont. We do solar loans if ever interested. We have larger energy improvement loans. So the Efficiency Vermonts go to $25,000, which is huge. Sometimes projects require a little more. And we do have like an energy improvement loan that we can partner with that to make up the difference if people needed, the insulation prior to the heat pumps or some wiring prior to the heat pumps. We can pair these together to kind of get them in the project completion form. This also, I think, bicycles, heat pumps, roofing, siding, these are kind of bigger projects outside of the Efficiency Vermont window. We also do a lot with green vehicles. This is probably one of our biggest green products, and it's the EVs, the bikes, the hybrids, that sort of thing. And then other green loans if needed. This works kind of with the off-grid mortgages and so forth.
Can you say more about that? I don't know. I'm not sure I understand what you mean by off-grid mortgages.
Off-grid.
Off-grid.
Grid mortgages.
Sorry about that.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Again, those I refer to our mortgage department. They're definitely well versed in that versus myself, but we do have options with that. And then simply just, you can explore, apply. You can do it right through the East Rise website. You can do it through the Efficiency Vermont website. You can come see us at the branch if you had questions or wanted to kind of make that in-person connection. We can help you there. And then just some last contact information, myself right at the branch. We're at 194 North Street here in Bennington, next to Walgreens. We also have a whole East Rise Green lending team that specializes in these, the projects. If you had bigger questions or we needed some further, investigating or answers or anything, we could get that for you. I have on it. Any questions that I can try to answer? And if not, I can get you the answers.
Yeah. First things first, can you send all of us that slide presentation
Yep.
to our email addresses, which would be great.
Okay. Just have to get emails.
The other thing too is, what are the actual steps? I know you kind of whipped through it a little bit, but what is, I want to come
Yep.
and I have all my information, but how do I go through the steps to fill out the forms? Because is there a how do I say? What is the
So if someone wanted a heat pump, like what would they?
yeah, but what is the criteria? Let me just say that. What's the criteria for somebody to come in and say, I want a heat pump?
Okay, so
Who do we talk to? How do we do this?
Yep, so you can talk with any of us in the branch if you wanted to do that in-person connection again. What we would do is when you come to us and say, hey, I'm thinking about doing this project or so forth, and I want to work with the Efficiency Vermont, we would then, I'm just going to grab one of these, we would provide each person or the head of household the application. Again, same as we saw on the slideshow, you're gonna fill out the front page on all the residents living in the household, your contact information, what project you're looking to do. We would also need to connect with, or you would need to connect with your contractor, getting their signature on here and the project quote from them. Most vendors in town do the efficiency rebates right on your workup. So you'll know what you qualify for, you'll know what your rebate is, and a lot of the contractors take that right off like the quoting price so you don't have to file the paperwork. That's kind of the good thing. They work very closely with Efficiency Vermont. That's why you have to go off their approved vendor list. So once you have your quotes, this lovely application completed, and 2 years of taxes, you could just kind of come back and see us. We'll put the loan application in for you, and I mean, usually by that same day, we know your answer or what needs to happen to get.
Do I need to be a member of East Rise?
So you don't need a member to apply. If the loan is approved, then yes, you do have to become a member with us. That requires a $5 membership share account to be open. It's a non-transactional account, I know, $5. And that has to stay open while you're a member with us for the term of the loan. If you choose after your project's done, you're completed, you've paid your loan off, that you no longer need the membership, you're more than welcome to close that out and you'll get your $5 back. But you do have to become a member. Again, we don't make you become one unless you are approved, and we would handle that all right there in the branch with you.
So the success rate, right? So I'm thinking, the more vulnerable Bennington constituency, right? What is the success rate for them for projects, and how do they go to, say, East Rise? I heard it through the grapevine. I mean, how do people find out about these programs?
I feel like word of mouth is probably going to be our best, tool there. We're trying to get the name back out in town. East Rise, we used to be the Vermont State Employees Credit Union, or PMU,
Okay.
years ago. So we've rebranded and merged with New England Federal Credit Union. So now we all go under East Rise. So it's on the Efficiency Vermont website. They can visit our website, and yeah, absolutely come down and see us in the branch would probably be the easiest, most convenient way, but.
So for
In
me,
terms of-
finding things out though, some of these, I'm gonna say most of our vulnerable
Don't have that.
constituency though, really don't know how to do that. And I don't know how that could be how we could help them, for you guys,
Yeah.
to get this ball rolling somehow. And do you guys put out information?
So outside of our website, I don't think there's like overly too much handout information. That's definitely something we could work on, and I'm more than willing to either attend more meetings or get some more applications out in the area. If there's some of the resources and so forth, I could do that, absolutely. Attend more meetings.
Right, and that's what I've been finding out is that, East Rise or Brock or the town of Bennington or whoever, really, we have a program like that?
Right.
If I wasn't on this committee, I would have no knowledge of it whatsoever. So I don't know how we as a committee can go out and help people other than put it on our website with the town. That we have, it's very active now. There's a lot of stuff on it, but I don't know how you drive people to it. Because I think what you guys have is a great program, and I just want to help more people if we can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would say any thoughts or ideas you have, please let me know. I'm again more than willing to attend more meetings. If there's, I don't know if you guys have like central places where you can, kind of put resources for the community and town offices or something to have applications. More than willing to put packets together and share them. If there's-
Maybe for our next tabling event,
Yes.
we can reach out, right? Okay. So that would be great. You guys got any questions? Fire away. None?
No, I think it sounds great. Do you have a sense of how many projects in Bennington have been successfully completed?
So I can definitely get numbers. I didn't come with those myself personally. I know I've helped several families. I hate to say there's nothing I love more when they come in and they're like, listen, we have this catastrophe. Our furnace just blew, or our heat pumps are gone, or I don't have heat for my family, and we're on an income, that's not sustainable for me to just go purchase these things. So I know we've done a lot of projects with some family members, so. Official numbers I can get you. I can send those back out to the board with the email and the PowerPoint, but I mean, I know I've been with East Rise now about 4 years, and myself personally, I've easily done probably 15 to 20 of these things.
Well, the Efficiency Vermont must have data on this. Like, can't we find out from them how many projects have been done using their programs in Bennington?
I don't think you should be able to.
When, you know who can help us with that? Bill Karras. When he comes back, he's out on vacation right now, so when he comes back next meeting, he can help us with that kind of thing for Efficiency Vermont.
Yeah.
Works for efficiency.
Yeah, and the committee has been tabling, and that's proved to be a very effective thing where we get out in the community where people are and talk to them about energy issues. It might be great to have you or somebody from your team with us who'll be right there to talk to folks when they're coming by.
Absolutely. Again, in those packets are my cards. You guys let me know when your next one is, and we can set something for that.
What is the interest rate that you guys have? Is it a sliding interest rate?
So it is income-based. I can go back to the slide if you'd like, or the front of those applications do have it.
Okay, so it's sliding.
It is sliding. It is based on household size.
Yeah.
I mean, most that we've done locally do fully qualify for that 0%, not saying that they all will. But it goes from 0 to 7, again, depending on household size and income.
Okay.
But it is sliding.
It's kind of
Not determined by Efficiency Vermont, not by you.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Right. I got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's good, actually.
One thought about that is, backing up on the process, it's a great idea to get an energy audit. People, I mean, maybe you've seen things where somebody's boiler died and it's an emergency, but I'm thinking of someone who's saying, boy, $5,000 a year, I've got to do something about this. What should I do? And an energy audit is a pretty smart way to do that for someone who doesn't know, like, should I put in solar, should I put in a heat pump?
So some of our vendors, again, more so I'd ask them to speak, but some of our vendors do conduct those audits prior to kind of let them know what product would be best for their household and so forth. And, you know, if their electrical panels would support certain things, and they do that. Yeah, that's a lot of the contractors kind of do that as their like pre-inspection. I don't know if that's going to be the right term to use it, but before they'll put a product into the household, they will check certain things like that.
Sir, you have questions?
Yeah, I wondered what type of properties this program covers. I know there's a lot of low barrier households that don't own, so they rent, and the rent goes up substantially when they have to cover their own utilities.
So I believe you have to be the homeowner. So we've done a couple where, like we have a member that owns a duplex in town and needed it for the whole house. So she applied. It's a little trickier with the application process of what has to be brought in, but it's based off her income and the rental that it derives from it. So
Okay. So
but
they have to be is it homestead or just the owner of the home?
I believe it is the owner of the home, but I can certainly confirm that before we move on.
Yeah, I'd love to see if landlords are, if that's something that they can utilize.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, I have
me not having that knowledge. This is my first meeting here.
No,
so-
absolutely. It's my first time presenting, so the questions are great. Again, if I can't answer them all right now, I'll get to them. But I personally have worked with a woman in town that does have a 2-unit rental, and she has put them in.
Does she
So
live in one side?
she is living in one side and rents the other, so that rental income counts with her income and then whatever else she had. Yeah.
I think that would be really helpful. How much of rent is a lot. Most of the rentals I hear are just so expensive, and I think it's really cost prohibitive.
And
No, it is
worse.
cost prohibitive to people living there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Well, I think I'm pretty good at getting my questions answered.
All right.
You guys all good?
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, can I?
Yeah, absolutely, Bruce.
Let's say I'm a person of moderate to low income and I don't feel comfortable going online so much. But, so I come into East Rise and will someone help me go through, take me sort of by the hand and help me
Absolutely.
go through the application
Absolutely,
process.
I would love to do it myself even. So yeah, we will sit right there with you through the whole
Because I
process.
think that's critical for people to know
Yeah.
that somebody's going to be there to assist, because paperwork can be one of the things that really throws people off.
I say I highly encourage kind of the in-person application. Not that online doesn't work, because our website is very interactive and it's very user-friendly, but I feel like the connection is different if I can work with you face-to-face, or anyone on our team can work with you face-to-face. Just kind of makes a better connection and the process goes smoother. We can hopefully, get you to the finish line faster.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Very enlightening. All right. Well, I think I want to kind of go, since we're starting
just unplug us out.
with new members and stuff, I think I want to find out kind of where each member wants to focus on for this next term. So I don't care who starts, if you want to start or you want to start, and it's all good. Whatever your ideas are and what you think you want to try to accomplish. I think a lot of times we don't do that enough in our committees, where we just let the chair run the thing, and I believe in just let's all figure out what we want to do. And maybe we can all come together on a project and let's go for it. As long as it pertains to the town of Bennington, and our mission mainly is for the vulnerable constituency. And then the town offices will have to be secondary. Okay? So,
I mean, I feel like I'm very much just, for the next couple of meetings at least, just trying to figure out what has been done, what's in the works, understanding how things work, because I don't really have a good sense of that, and what would be the most valuable and efficient use of my time and energy.
Sure.
And so I think I'm sort of in like a waiting period. I think it seems like, just from this meeting, it seems like something that would be valuable would be finding better ways to communicate
right?
about programs and thinking about where people are getting their information from, where they're hearing about things from, if that's social media or the banner or, flyers or tabling. It seems like that's something that you brought up a few times, is like people
Yeah.
just aren't aware of what opportunities do exist.
That's right.
So I think that would be one thing.
It's really good, and we're always trying to figure out how to get the word out. We do have some funding from a MERP grant that we use for tabling. We use it for quarterly with Cat TV to put it out there to show people that what we're doing. So more ideas. If you have an idea on how to get the word out, I'm in. We're all in for that, because it's like I always say, if you don't know, how can you help them?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How can you help somebody who really needs the help? So very good ideas. And during the course of this term, we'll all come together and we'll say, hey, that can go on the agenda, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, have you guys done like flyering, posters, things like that?
Where do you normally table around town?
Events,
Yeah.
town events. We did Mayfest. You're from Williamstown, is that right? Or
I work down in Williamstown.
oh, okay, but you live up here.
Yeah.
Okay. Like Mayfest, Garlic Fest. Anytime we probably do 3 or 4 times a year,
Yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
which isn't a lot. We've also gone to places. Like the GBICs, are you familiar with GBICs? Food distribution and
Yeah,
health and
like
everything.
that's what I thought. I was like, what if there were little flyers there?
Yeah,
People,
things
folks
to-
picking up food. They grabbed a flyer that
and
had
there's-
information
yeah,
about
and there's
programs.
nothing like going there and accosting people, because you put flyers on a table and they're with all the other flyers. Nothing like that. human connection to try to, but outreach has always been hard. I mean, we've been trying to do that for years and years, and I get frustrated because you see kind of the same people that have already done most of what they need to do, and trying to really get the message out to people who really need it has always been a struggle. So if you have any ideas, I think that's one of our more important jobs.
And they do outreach here on Sundays. We do, the church does outreach on Sunday supper. So they do an outreach as well for people that come here. If they need some help with weatherization and things like that.
The suppers are pretty huge, like 150, 200 people.
I
Yeah,
had 195 last Sunday.
wow.
Pretty
And it's not just this church, it's larger, it's the community.
It just happens here. Yeah.
It happens here and we do participate.
And what's your kind of thoughts on everything?
Yeah, I mean, I think I definitely need to spend maybe like a minute or two getting my head wrapped around anything, but I really wanted to kind of join the committee and get involved to focus on like energy efficiency and green energy solutions and making sure that they stay like affordable to the wider community. And I feel like it definitely seems like just getting the word out is a lot of what needs to be done.
That's good, very good. So, yeah, and if you have any, again, if you have any ideas, we can bring them up and get them on the agenda, and then we discuss them, and if it's a good idea, then we go to the next step. So, because I really want to make a difference for the town and our committee. You know, it's like the other day I was talking with Phoebe and I said, how do you make the energy committee exciting, right? How do you do it? And it's always a challenge, and it's like, well, let's have fun, let's come up with some really good ideas, and let's go for them. And if they work, great. If they don't, well, we try. So, what else? I think window dressers. You want to talk a little bit about it?
I was going to say something about it.
Yeah. Why don't, can you just come over here, Mark,
Come over
move the chair?
there. I can walk all over the place.
Yeah, because I want, it's a really important program, and Phoebe and Peter here really need to know what it's about. Because window dress, you're going to hear window dressers a
Yeah, I
lot.
volunteered with them once over the winter.
Okay?
Yeah, so Peter knows intimately about making them, because what we do is each year we make about 250 windows in southern Bennington County that go into the homes of people. Half of them don't have a lot financially and really have trouble staying warm in the winter. So these are window inserts that go inside the window opening, like over there, for example. There's a window, and it would be measured to fit inside that window opening. It's a wooden frame that we put together at a build. October 16th to the 22nd this year, we're going to be putting the windows together again up at the Moose Hall on Main Street. And they have two sides of plastic and then a foam seal around the outside, and they're so carefully measured. Bill's one of the measurers, so they are very carefully measured and very well measured, so they fit nice and tight right in that opening. So if somebody who has a windy window or has like one pane or has poor insulation between the layers, it does a terrific job of both stopping the wind and insulating. So, and the way they're priced is when Bill goes out to measure for a family, and we're tabling all kinds of places to get those connections, but when Bill goes out, that's me, sorry. When Bill goes out to measure, he measures how big it is and then puts it in the computer, and then everybody finds out, so what do these materials cost? And people are told what the cost is, and then Bill says, so what can you afford? Because whatever you can afford to pay for them, that's it. If that's nothing, that's great. If that's the whole shebang, that's great, because we want you to have these windows. We raise money, and last year we raised about $9,000 to subsidize all these windows that we put into people's homes. Then those 5 days in October, people from all over the community get together. Did you ever get in on that build, Sarah?
Maybe once.
Maybe, yeah, I thought you'd done it once. So a lot of people in the community, 150 people in the community, go and put these together, and then people come get their windows. Everybody who gets windows, whether they pay full tilt or partially, everybody who gets a window is expected to participate, either to help put the windows together or to provide food for the work bee, and certainly to spread the news to their neighbors. One of the new things that's happening this fall is that we're teaming up with Wilmington, and they've never done a window dressers event before, so they've started to see who'd like to do it, and people from Bennington, from our Bennington team, have been going over to table at their community center, and so far I think they had a plan for making 50 windows, and they have orders for 75 already, because they're all telling each other, have you heard about this? You know, you can get windows to keep yourself warm.
Right.
And the word of mouth thing is really good, and we do a lot of tabling. So Cindy and I went up to the Christian Missionary Alliance Church a week ago, and we were there. They let us talk in the service a little bit, and then we took sign-ups, and we had I think it was 4 households that needed windows, and then we had another 6 people who wanted to help with the build. So this outreach thing, I think, is a really big thing for us. And I think you're right about, putting papers around is a nice idea, but when you can actually talk to people, and when we've been tabling, all of us from the committee have taken turns chatting with people about window dressers, and we have a sample window. So we wave this little window up, we say, what's that? And then it gives us the input to talk about.
So Marsh, I know we talked about this, I don't remember the actual numbers, but do we have more people in Bennington using window dressers than we do outside of Bennington, correct? So like could you guys cover the county?
So there's a North Shire and a South Shire window dressers.
Okay.
So we go up to Arlington, and certainly the vast majority of ours are in Bennington,
Okay.
Town. But there are some people in Shasberry, Arlington, Pownell, that also are involved in it.
But do we know,
Yeah, we do actually
We had
have the
that-
numbers.
Yeah.
We had the numbers.
Yeah, I just can't remember,
I
but
don't
we
have
had
them
a
in my
vast
mind.
number
It
of
was,
them.
yeah, it was 80,
Here in Bennington.
Oh, yeah.
80%.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds
that's
good.
that's really good. I really like to
Yeah.
hear that type of thing
And I think
because
that-
it's Bennington.
Yeah, and the last time we did tabling, you two weren't there, but it was at the Mayfest, and so we had what's his name from Brock.
Dana was it
Dana Peterson. So Dana was there, and
Yeah.
I was there from window dressers, and then people from the committee were there.
Yeah.
And it was really great because somebody comes and starts talking with any of us, and the others join in, and they learn about all different kinds of things. And they actually, many of them are actually getting things done. And we're not just talking, but people are diving into the projects. Because that's really, it's important to get information out there, but if nothing happens, that's not what we want.
Right.
By the way, Marsh, that wasn't the last time we did tabling.
Okay, it wasn't. What was the last?
No.
Oh, it was at the Earth Day.
Nope.
No?
Nope. It was at Pride.
Oh,
at
you're
the
right, at Pride.
Party,
So
which was a very active tabling experience for that
Do
afternoon.
you want to talk about that?
I'd
Yeah.
be happy to.
good.
Why don't
I
you?
get to sit down.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You want to come up here?
I don't need to come.
Okay.
Yeah, the last one we did was the tabling at the Pride Block Party. And I will say, for the 4 hours or so of that particular tabling event, very active. We have, and we need to actually, the committee needs to communicate with Efficiency Vermont again, because when you send them saying we're going to be tabling, they'll be happy to send you all kinds of tchotchkes and things to hand out. Swag. Efficiency Vermont swag. And they love to send it out to us. And we got a box, but the box is pretty much empty.
Wow.
Yeah, but in addition to that, we had a lot of interaction around about the resources and the resources that were available. So while we didn't have window dressers with us at that point, or we didn't have necessarily Brock, but we gave out a lot of information about those programs as well as Efficiency Vermont. And it really is an important way the more places you can think of to do this. At some point, I'm not gonna volunteer myself yet, but, I do think, doing what, at least the Girl Scouts used to do when they wanted to sell cookies, which is, to get the people who don't come to Mayfest, or don't come to Harvest Fest, or don't come to whatever, a thing downtown, or to actually go out and ask, say, Price Chopper, can we set up something right in front on us, whatever your biggest day?
Walmart is really where we should go.
Where?
Walmart.
Walmart, yes, Walmart, that's true, that's the place. We should be asking Walmart.
Yeah.
Yep, it's not a place I shop, but you're right, that's where we should go.
Or Job Lot.
Or Aldi's.
Both Job Lot. Yeah.
Yep, Job Lot, also Aldi's, I would say.
It's very community oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah, they would be
Job Lot is
into that,
very-
yeah.
They're very active in that way. So I think there are a number of places that we could enlist, and I know that Brock is also interested in co-tabling with us. I suspect window dressers could be importuned to do the same kind of thing. We need to have more material now. We're really, by the way, I don't know if Chris gave you, we did create a reference card from the Energy Committee that has.
I don't have any, I'll get some.
They're all now in Shannon's office.
Okay.
And she has all of the materials and the tables and chairs, and she also has the banner.
Okay.
And the tables and chairs are in the basement of the town office.
Okay.
Just so everybody
Shannon's
knows.
office. So I think we'll come up with some more ideas for tabling, and then we'll get it on the agenda, and then we'll talk about which ones we want to go do.
Yeah.
Okay, so Aldi, Walmart, just if you have ideas, jot them down, email them to me, we'll get them on the agenda.
The next meeting
Okay.
is August 6th.
What was that?
The next meeting is August 6th.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that would be a quick turnaround on that one.
okay.
From your tabling, do you get a sense of what people are most interested in, whether it's like window dressers or heat pumps or solar or EVs?
Not so much solar. A lot of people are interested in window dressers, partly because that's renter friendly to some degree, depending upon what their landlord situation is, how well they communicate with their landlord. And we're not all, for instance, the Bennington Housing Authority's windows, as I understand it, can't be retro, they don't work with the window dresser's window.
Which windows don't?
The ones at the Housing Authority, which would be,
Willowbrook and Apple Tree.
No, Apple Tree isn't theirs anymore, but Willowbrook.
Okay.
Willowbrook is the one that doesn't, I believe.
I didn't know.
Yeah, they have crank out, they have,
Casement.
casement windows, thank you.
I have casements. I hate them.
I do too.
I have a couple.
With window dressers, do you usually feel like you don't get enough people applying, or do you normally feel like you have too many?
I think they've been pretty well subscribed over the last couple of years, but what people don't understand is what the effect of, until they've actually seen it, or maybe gone, what is the effect of having that window, that insert in your porous window? And I was talking with somebody at the gay, the Pride block party, and she was talking to another person after we were talking about window dressers to some degree, and she said, what I didn't understand was how much wind goes through there and now it doesn't in the wintertime. And what I also didn't understand was how much sound is blocked by putting that insert in. Sound is just another form of waves. That's so that my bedroom is so much warmer and quieter is the thing she said to her friend who was walking with her, and said, oh, well then maybe I need to get, and I was able to hand out information on window dressers as long as we had the stuff, so.
It'd be fun to do like a little thermal map video, you know? Like just a short clip of like a thermal map of someone's window and then someone putting the insert in and just
Right.
seeing
That's a great.
a visual, right? And it would just be like a 15-second video.
Yep. And one of the things we have talked about and we have not done is having a way to present visuals.
Sure, right, because you need like a tablet or something.
You would.
But you could even do that with pictures.
You could do it with pictures, or you
Yeah.
could do it even with a laptop, if you have
With
a
a
laptop
laptop,
there.
yeah.
We've also been trying to find somebody who has like a sample window or a small window that we could then build an insert for to demonstrate. So far we haven't found anybody, but I keep saying to people, somebody's gonna get a window taken out of the house, a little window, or have
Small
a
window.
sample from a window store or something, that we could then set up with an insert and take it with us. So when we're tabling, we say, see, now this is how it works, which doesn't show the thermal, but we thought about having like some large arrows that show the places where the loss happens and how the window seals it up.
Peter, I don't think your question was answered. I believe with window dressers, there's a limit to how many they can do because of the workforce. Like, there's only one bill at 50 bills and
Yeah.
2 marches and not 30 marches. So I think there's a limit to how many homes that you could do. You're not gonna do
In a given year.
In a given
2,000.
year, we do 250 windows, that's our quota.
That's, right.
And it can be a maximum of 10 windows per family per year. So if somebody has 20 windows, they'll have to, if they do half of them this year, then we do the half the next year.
So that should answer your question.
That does.
And so far, we've been able to keep up with the demand, but honestly and happily, the demand is growing, and the more people who have them, the more people
Right.
are saying, wow, these are great.
So do you think the need is to kind of get more volunteers or?
For sure, both
Just
getting
like that.
volunteers and getting people signed up to get the windows, to get Bill to run out to their
It's
house.
hard to get
and firm up.
250 built in 5 days or whatever we have. It's hard. I wish we could do more because 250 windows is not very many windows. You go down the street and count windows. Every house has 12, 20 windows.
Yeah.
We saw an awful lot of windows.
That is an awful lot of windows. And when you think about it, if the windows are bad, imagine what other parts of the house are just porous. Older housing stock in Bennington and elsewhere in Vermont is pretty old. And you have a lot of rubble foundations, you've got a lot of, it's one of the things that people are looking at. One of the things that we did, and again, one of the reasons to have a heat pump demonstration of some sort is another conversation from the block party was on a number of conversations on heat pump hot water heaters, which for a number of people, because they're in older homes, it's not necessarily the first thing you want to do. You wouldn't want to do that if you haven't done a bunch of other stuff first, and sealing up leaks around your sill for one thing. But on the other hand, it also is it takes the moisture out of your basement.
I just got one installed a couple months ago.
And
I don't need my dehumidifier anymore.
no, you don't need a dehumidifier, and that was the conversation.
And they're only a little bit more expensive than the regular
Absolutely,
electric ones.
and
And you
particularly
get
if
it
you
with
put in
with the 500.
with a rebate.
I just got the $500 rebate, but still, it's $500.
Yeah, it is, exactly.
And
What
if
did
you're
it cost? Do
50,
you know that the?
With the rebate, it was about 22, I think, and it was with Bennington Heating and Cooling they did it for.
Yeah, yeah.
So 22 after eBay.
After the rebate, yeah.
but for a lot of people who qualify income
Right, they
wise,
might be free.
They'll do the whole
Yeah.
Yeah.
thing. So it just, anything
Could very well be free.
So even if you haven't gotten around to stopping the wind blowing through your windows, you can take that step if you apply to efficiency.
It can be as little as nothing.
And it's way cheaper than doing heat pumps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot.
Windows tend to be about $45 for a window.
Yeah.
So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so there's a number of places, push points where we can actually carry on the conversation, and I'm just trying to give you a notion of the kinds of conversations you end up having at a tabling event, and all of those conversations took place at, for instance, at the Pride Block Party. I have not seen a more engaged community of people at a tabling event than I have at that one. It was like night and day.
Wow.
That's surprising.
I was stunned. I was literally stunned. I couldn't believe it. I thought, holy cow. You know, we had the King's Knitwit next to us, and they were spinning yarn and doing all kinds of other stuff. And,
Oh, cool.
and personal advice person next on the other side. But it was great. It worked.
I'm wondering if our committee can, I'm gonna just throw this out there. If we could find a family and just be able to point them in the right direction on how to do it.
And document it.
And document it. And say the Energy Committee of Bennington helped XYZ family to get window dressers or a heat pump or something, but just,
And
I don't know if it's even possible.
I don't know.
You sort of mean like those drug commercials where they're like, you know, real patients who took this medication and
Yeah.
like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, just,
But less.
I would like to just try and just,
What would happen if we had that and then posted it
Right.
on our website and maybe had a few episodes on Cat TV? And
yeah, just to say, you know, because again, it's going back to how do we make this fun, right? I think it would be fun to help somebody to go, hey, you know what? I know you need some window inserts. We can help you with that.
Well, like
But-
Habitat for Humanity does a great job of that. Right? They make everything a personal story about the family, and they talk
exactly,
about,
that's how they do it.
and they show,
Right.
you know, they talk about the family, who the family is, and
Right.
how the, you know, and then they show pictures of them in their new house, and it
Do
becomes
like
a
a whole-
whole narrative about them, and
Right.
and it feels good.
Right,
Yeah.
right, absolutely. And if we put something together like that and put it out there, it just might stimulate one or two or three more people. Who knows?
Are there families out there that would be interested?
Right?
That's right.
That's right, Ron, too.
But I think that's kind of one of my things that I always thought about going, boy, that family over there, how can we help them?
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times, I've been to a lot of committees, I've been on a lot of committees, and they just spin their wheels and some get stuff done, some don't, but I just, like I said, I want to make this a little bit more exciting. And I think if we have a purpose, which we do anyway, to just one family. We got 2 years to do it. 2 years. How can we not get one family, right?
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know. What do you guys think of that idea? I mean, are you up for it, not up for it? It doesn't,
I think that sounds like a good idea because then that would kind of
yeah,
spread.
we'd have to plan it and
Yeah.
do it and
yeah.
get people to sign up for it.
Right.
I don't know. That's just the other thing. How do we get people to sign up for something like that? Tabling events.
So the list of would you be interested in
Yeah,
letting us help you X, Y, Z?
right.
Check the boxes of what they'd like help with.
I think that's going to be on the agenda too. I think I'm going to follow up. I think we should follow up with that.
One option also would be reply function on our website. They
Yeah.
could click on a button and write down, here's what I would like the energy committee to come
Family.
and assist us with our efficiency of our home.
Yeah.
Well, this reminds me of something that's been sort of an idea in my mind for a long time. And, when we did an insulation project in our house, started about 3 or 4 years ago, But we tried to use Efficiency Vermont, and we had to go through all this stuff. It took us about 2 years to get the project done, and another 6 months to get the rebate back.
Yeah.
And I thought, if the average Joe Schmo was to face this gauntlet, they never would have gotten to the other end. And it's been my dream that we'd have some people who'd be willing to be winterizing coaches, who would be willing to sit down with a family who says, I'd like to do something, and say, okay, let me walk you through this, and let's make sure we can get you to the other end and actually get something done. And if we could do that, I would be dancing in the street.
Yeah,
myself.
I would love to.
Navigators.
Yeah,
Energy
It's a project.
Energy navigators.
and maybe this committee could be those navigators or something.
I don't know. I think that we are. I believe that this committee is so much more. What do I want to say? Advanced. I think we're more advanced knowing what we know in the energy field and how we know it. And I really think I've been on this committee going on 6 years now, and from the time I came on to time now, I don't know why we can't do it. I really don't know why. We wouldn't be able to help a family or 2 or 3, who knows?
Yeah.
It only takes that many to get the ball rolling, maybe, 1 or 2, and now it snowballs into other things, and, people say, hey, the energy committee is, not something where you go, hey, I'm on the energy committee. Yeah, okay, whatever. There's nothing worse that I can't stand is that.
Right.
I hate when eye rollers go, what's an energy committee? What's it all about? So I think we're just much more than that.
Right.
So I can't answer for other committees, but that's where I'm at with it, so.
Let me add one
Yeah,
other,
absolutely.
just an idea that was in our report to the select board, and places where we have not been quite as successful yet, and that is reaching out to the landlord community and trying to find ways
right.
to get resources to the landlords so that they can, whether it's presentations or whether, I don't know how, I know that landlords used to meet in my old classroom when they had to do I think it was lead abatement certification every 2 years or something, or maybe it's every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that you have to sort of tag along with something like that, where they actually have to all be there.
Yeah.
Many of them have to be there, and then find a way to connect. And I don't even know who does, Sarah, you might know, who does this lead abatement certification
A lot of
requirement?
different people. Some certain people are certified. There's a list.
There's a
There's
list,
a list. Yeah.
and landlords know the list. We hope. Somebody knows the list.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I think that would be one of
Some
the
people
places.
hire it out, and
Yeah.
some people, yeah. So it's a combination.
Yeah.
well, window dressers has been about, that's one of the new doors that's opened this year for window dressers, is one of the landlords in Bennington who has quite a lot of apartments, said to one of our window dressers outreach people, I'd go 50-50 with any of my tenants for getting windows for their apartments, because it'll save me money, it'll save them money. We could go into this together. So this, I think, could really open a lot of doors, and it might be something good for other landlords, because it
Yeah.
really helps everybody.
So Marcia, going back to window dressers, how would that work though with a landlord? If you do 10 windows per unit and they have 50 units,
I think it'd be per unit, I think, I don't.
I mean, how would that work with a landlord?
Well, it would be the renters who would make the application, and that's what we're heading for with this one landlord, is renters who want to do it.
I see.
We're asking the landlord to pitch in half of the
I see.
the windows.
Okay, so it would be the
And then the tenants who want to do it go through, and they'd have Bill come measure, and Bill would tell them what the bill would be, and then they tell them what they can swing of it. So they might.
How do you
swing
sell
half.
that idea? How do you sell that though? You'd have to.
Well, the landlord and one of our committee members came up with the idea.
Came up with a conversation. So one of the things that can happen
Yeah.
is it seems to me, and the Energy Committee could sponsor this, is to have that landlord sit down, if he's willing, and sit down with a member of the window dressers team,
Yep.
go through the narrative of this, right? Maybe even have a tenant who has agreed to do it, if there is one, and videotape it and put it on our Energy
webpage.
Committee webpage. And maybe even Cat TV would run it for a time or two.
Yeah.
You know, it seems to me that those are the kinds of things that if you can tell the story and have somebody actually doing it, and have it videotaped down. I mean, I don't want to speak for Cat TV because I can't, but it would seem to me that's the kind of thing that public access television should be about. If they're listening.
Yeah, they're really good with what we have. So.
Absolutely. No, they've been great guys.
So I guess that's the thing. We have to figure out how to get landlords to get on board and the renters. But I think coming from the landlord, if they're on board, then I think it's easier to get to a renter to say, hey, listen, you know, XYZ landlord is on board with it. You're good to go. I think that would be the way to do that.
I know a landlord that would be on board.
You know a landlord that would do? Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of landlords here who would.
I already have.
I think there are more landlords here
Yeah.
in town that would do it, that we just have not reached out
And I
to.
don't know
enough.
about it.
And that don't know. And that one of the reasons
That's
to
the
do
thing.
this is to have that conversation, document it and show it so that people will see.
So if it works out,
I know somebody who videotapes.
right, I could take care of it. Absolutely, I could
It's
do
not
that. If we have
videotaping,
somebody that's willing to
recording.
do this, we can do it. So I think it's a good idea.
I do too.
All right, so let's put that
Saves
on.
on both ends, it saves for the tenant.
Yep.
saves for the
Absolutely.
landlord, So it's a win-win.
Yeah.
And,
All right.
and why would the Energy Committee not want to create a win-win situation?
Landlord.
And window dressers at the same time.
I think
It's
reaching
a
out to
win-win.
landlords is a good idea because I mean I'm a renter and I don't pay for rent, or I don't pay for heat. It's in my rent, and I am nervous about talking to my landlord about energy efficiency projects. They don't want it to result in my rent
To
getting
backfire.
raised, and then
Right, but if
the landlord is like the target of it, and
if the landlord understands that
Yeah.
their costs are gonna go down, right?
yeah.
Then the pressure to raise rent also goes down with that. I mean, that's, you know, energy costs are one of the major costs for any landlord. It's that and taxes and capital expense. So why would you not want to try to save energy if you could?
Right, right. All right, I think this is really good. We'll put this on the agenda for next month and talk about it some more, and we'll come up with a plan. I feel very confident with our committee that we can do this. I feel very confident.
It'd be great to have a video out by fall.
We can do that. We'll find a landlord.
We'll find a landlord.
We'll find a videographer.
Right, what?
Yeah, we'll find some people who can do that. I
Right.
think that would be really handy dandy.
All right. Well, we got to get to one last thing. We got to try to reorganize this. So we need to elect a chair, a vice chair. Bill Karras has already said he wants to be the secretary. He takes wonderful notes. He's like, I'll take care of that. So
We normally get them the day after.
yeah, so the minute, he gets us the minutes right away. So we may as well just get this done right now, and then we can continue on our conversation, because we'll have a little bit of time left. So I would like to still be the chair. I just need somebody to nominate me.
I nominate you as chair.
And a second. Take a vote. All those in favor? All those against? None, all those abstained, none, passed. Okay, now we need a vice chair. So, I'm not sure how we do this. Would any of you guys like to?
Well, what does that mean? What does it entail?
So the vice chair works pretty closely with me. We discuss the agenda. We talk about the items on it. Generally, the vice chair would make the agenda after we talk about it, and then I could get it to, who does it go to again? Beth?
Yeah.
It goes to Beth.
No, it's not.
A new person.
It's not that thing.
It goes to,
I've got that. I have, by the way, the template for it, for the agenda generally.
So, and then generally about a week.
It needs to be out just to meet with open meeting law.
Laws
It needs to
3
be
days.
out 3 days prior to the meeting.
to our meetings. So generally a week before, then I would talk with the vice chair about it, put the stuff together, and then we get it over to the town and then they post it. So it's nothing like you have to give up your job or anything. Nothing like
Vice chair
that.
also, if you're away, or if you're.
Yeah, and if I'm not here, the vice chair would take over.
So you have 2 new members currently, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
At the moment.
At the moment, and I don't know the comfort level of
Well,
vice chair. Do you think you should wait until you have another appointed person? Or, I'm just throwing that out there. I don't,
Yeah.
Are we getting another appointed
I
person?
believe so.
We are.
Yes. So
Yeah,
I don't know the
if-
comfort level of.
Just,
if it's all good, we can hold off
I'm just
until
throwing that out
next
there.
month.
I'm just throwing that out there for an
Because
idea.
I don't think we have to do it today. We
No.
don't. Okay, so why don't we do that? Why don't we hold off until
Unless
next month?
somebody is like itching at, granted, you know, is.
Yeah, because we're getting one more member.
I just see a
okay.
little hesitation in his eyes.
Right.
So I'm throwing that out there for an idea.
No, it's a good idea. Okay, so then we'll deal with that next meeting. Okay, so we have a few more minutes. Anything that you guys want to put on the agenda, like any ideas right now? If you don't, that's okay. You can email them to me and then we'll get them on. Okay, so our meetings generally go 7 to 8:30.
And when you're emailing, I'm gonna see if I can get my computer to actually function.
Phoebe already knows.
Yes, you have to use the town email address. And that's always for all of us.
Right.
It's just,
Open meeting.
And
well, it's primarily so that if there is a request for information by somebody, they don't have to go through your personal emails in order to find the things that came from or about the Energy Committee. So if somebody makes a request for information, FOIA request,
Best
basically it's a FOIA
You
request.
don't know that.
So just use that and check that town email regularly.
And the other thing about emails is you don't have to respond, just it's there.
In fact, you shouldn't respond.
Right, you should respond.
Yeah. You can have conversations with one, you can have, like, 2 people can converse.
Yep,
Right now, 3 people cannot converse
This is
because
something that.
that's a quorum.
to set,
And once there's a quorum, you can't, then it becomes a meeting, so 3 of you can't have a joint conversation about the Energy Committee at any time.
but you can send out information.
You can always send out
Scheduling
information.
information, yes.
And,
Yeah.
You're right.
and always good to remind everybody, and please don't respond to this. It's information, please don't respond. So that's always, those kinds of things, since and both Chris and I have sat on
right,
committees where the state has a pretty strict open meeting law that is really helpful to have done. So it's just keep aware of, and if you have questions about, geez, are we supposed to do this or not? You can talk to Chris, or you could call me, and I would be
Yeah, you
happy
just-
to talk about it.
Or I'm here for you as
Or
your
Sarah can,
liaison.
Yeah, and
and
Sarah.
Sarah can do it as well.
Just to
Absolutely.
remind your liaison, it's like we're just here for
Yeah.
help as well.
Open meeting laws, so it's just something we need to make sure we are following.
All right.
Thanks, Sarah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one idea about tabling. There's something going on in August 16th. It's called the Truck Fest. And a lot of people are out for that. Be lovely if we were allowed to table there to.
Can't be on that day.
What's that?
Cannot be on that day.
Why?
Because Elvis died on that day. And we are not,
We're not tabling on.
we are not tabling on Elvis's death day.
Now back to reality.
Okay, sorry.
Bring your peanut butter and
Yeah,
banana
banana
sandwiches. Everything will
What
be
is
okay.
Trunk Fest? That's a new
Yeah,
one.
what is that? What's
Food
food
truck.
truck?
You've
Oh,
never
food
heard of
trucks, I thought this was
Oh, the
like.
food truck festival.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Food truck festival,
Well, there's also
Not a
Midnight
truck.
Madness. is
sounds like a
food
Coke
truck.
fest.
right? It is
Yeah,
food
it's a
truck.
food truck.
It's the food
Yeah.
truck.
Food Truck Fest.
And
Thank you.
what's in
Midnight
Well-
Madness is in just a couple weeks.
What is Midnight Madness?
Well, it used to, when Bennington Potter was still open, it was great. Because you could stand in line for hours and then
Yeah.
get really cheap seconds from Bennington Pottery. But you can't do that anymore. So now it's like
No.
a little bit like, it's like the stores downtown stay open late.
Right.
Ish.
Ish.
I don't know, food truck fest may or may not
I don't know.
be our market.
Well, there are a lot of local people who come out to that. I mean, there are people from out of town who come, but there are tons
Yeah.
of local people.
Yeah.
I know there was
Sarah,
a Friday.
I remember. Yeah. It's from when to when, Sarah? You're the organizer, or one of the organizers.
It's just one day.
Yeah, I know, but when
Oh.
to when?
The nonprofit could do 11 till 4. If you wanted to, do 11 till 7, so it would be up to you.
Okay, either 11 to 4 or 11 to 7?
Yeah.
11 to 7 is long,
It is long.
but 11 to 4 would work.
Yeah.
Something to think about.
I'm already there and I think we should do it.
You're,
It's like-
That's right, yes.
I'm already there.
oh,
You
I'm gonna be
forgot
blasting.
Elvis already?
I'm gonna be blasting Elvis.
Elvis is in the building.
That's
for
good
this.
to know. It's good to know.
So is there a form, Sarah?
I can send that, yes.
Send it to Chris.
Yeah, just get it to me and I'll take care of it. Yeah, I think,
And make sure that he does take care of it.
oh yeah, I did forget one.
I'm
Yes.
on it. Yeah.
I forgot one,
So
The last one.
11 okay, I'm gonna add.
so
I'm out of town that day, but I think it sounds like a good idea if you-
it's all right.
Oh, you don't know what you're missing.
next year.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Bill, you got anything?
Nothing for me.
Okay. I guess,
Can you get some more takeaways?
we're a little, we can probably end it a little early. You all good?
Yep.
Yep. You're good? Okay.
I'm sorry. Swag, yeah.
Sarah,
Yes.
you all good?
Oh, yes.
You got any
thank you.
questions, anything?
No, no,
Okay.
not at all. Thank
So
you.
we
All
need a
right.
motion to adjourn?
Yeah. I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
You can
Second?
say I move, and that's enough.
Yeah, just say I move. Second? All right. All those in favor? Let's get out of here.
Okay. If somebody could help